Hello everyone, welcome to this video on PI, WAT and GD preparation course. This course is brought to you by Learning Made Easy team, a team of IIM grads in association with GT Cube, our e-learning partner. If you're watching this video in the YouTube channel, do check out the full-length course which is available for free in gtcube.com/store. This video will talk about how you will research a topic while you're preparing for group discussion, WAT and PI in general, right? So we have talked in the previous videos about how you should be actually, having a knowledge to actually do well in your group discussion, WAT and personal interview. So we will take a topic in this video and then we'll show you how you should be doing your research so that you can build the knowledge, right? So let's do some research on the topic Statue of Unity, right? So this is one of the recent topic in the news, and there's a good chance that this could come up at some interview or group discussion or WAT. So the questions that should come to your mind is this: so what is the Statue of Unity, right? And what do we as public and the country India as a whole get out of this? Is it waste of money to build something like this? So the best place to start our research is obviously the Google, right? And it works for all the topics, trust me. So a simple Google search will mostly show the Wikipedia article at the top. And I personally believe that Wikipedia is the best place to start reading on a particular topic. So Statue of Unity, it will throw you all the facts. So the statue of Indian activist Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel. So he was still alive till 1950. He was the first Home Minister of India, right? And then you can also know about his, he's famous for his leadership in uniting all 562 princely states, basically forming single India, right? That's what the whole reason behind naming it a Statue of Unity, right? That could also be a question in the personal interview. So why did we name it a Statue of Unity? Right? It's a world's tallest statue with height of 182. It's located in Gujarat with all the dam and all the river. They've given some information on it. So it's built by L&T company. They got a contract of 2,989 crores, around 3,000 crores. It was designed by Ram V. Sutar. Right? You can just Google it. read it further and get complete information on how the funding went and all the important information. Right? The reason why I like Wikipedia articles, what I like about Wikipedia articles is, especially in these sort of topics, is that it generally turns out to be pretty much an accurate picture, plus it also talks things in statistics, data with some good references. So you also have good of hyperlinks to read further on a topic, and it would help you actually to get further information, right, to build an wholesome picture. So for example, you see, when you're reading in the Wikipedia, it says the statue was built by a public-private partnership model. If by chance you are someone who does not have good information or clue on this public-private partnership PPP model, right, you can click on it and read, right? So PPP models is what is used for most of the infrastructure projects like the metros, the roads, all of that, where the public would give only some amount of money, private company would invest almost all the money through the form of debt loans. Is a different concept, but they'll make the money back through the toll fee or all other revenue models, because government would give it on lease for some years. Once they start making profits after 10-20 based on the contract they've had, the government will get back the ownership, right? So you can read by clicking on those links, right? You see all those links that are coming, right? The government of Gujarat, the 2014-15 Union budget, all of that you can click if you want to know something specifically, right? But make sure that we are not overspending our efforts and time into a topic too much, right? If you are someone who's too curious, you could get into this vortex of topics and you just keep reading. So it makes sense to stop at some point, go till an extent where you feel it makes sense. That is a judgment, a call you have to build, so that you don't really read a lot, right? Information overload would not help you as well. It's good to build knowledge, but also reading a lot might not be sticking to your mind. So just appreciate the fact that it's good to read good and useful points rather than reading a topic in depth, like doing a PhD in it. So one of the points that would come right is this, right? Even that would what was there in the Wikipedia page, but if you think, is it waste of money, right? You see, if you see the ads of Statue of Unity and all of that, they talk about tourism as the positive side of it, and there is an ad which actually tries to compare the Eiffel Tower, the Statue of Unity, to the Eiffel Tower in a way, like how Eiffel Tower makes a lot of money for their country through tourism and all of that, right? So I've just done a couple of research, Google searches to find out some information, right? As I was saying, the entire reason, entire idea is that you have to ask right questions to the Google, and you'll get definitely information that would be, answering your questions. For example, I was searching, so what is the worth of Eiffel Tower to the economy of France, right? And I got some articles. So this says Eiffel Tower is worth 344 billion pounds, or in euros, it would come as 435 billion euros, right? It's the most valuable monument in the Europe, and to the French economy, this is what they have. So we don't need to get into the entire, if you read the article, you'll get a sense of what are the factors they have counted. They have valued the Rome to be around like 80 billion euros, the Colosseum, the Rome Colosseum, the next biggest valuable monument in Europe, etc. So you understand the value of it, right? It's not just about the ticket sales that happen, it's about the entire ecosystem that is built on. The people come over there, so they stay in the hotels, they eat in the restaurants, they use the taxis, they buy stuff as local souvenirs from local people. It's a big industry that is surviving on just one Eiffel Tower. This is what the value of 435 billion euros to the French economy means, right? You should have that understanding, and you should be able to appreciate that. So I have found some other information. What else can I think of in India, right? Taj Mahal is the one which actually is the famous monument in India, and indeed is a bit comparable to Eiffel Tower. I mean, in the Indian tourism context. So I was just Googling, and then I found that 75 crore is what the Taj Mahal earned in 3 years as ticket sales. That's like 25 crores on average per year. So I was thinking, it's not just the ticket sales that is the use of a monument, right? I mean, with respect to the economical side in tourism sense. So I was just checking, the Eiffel Tower is worth 435 billion euros. So what is the ticket sales the revenue that is being generated through ticket sales? I was just Googling, and then I found it. The source is the Statista, which said on average it looks out to be 60 million, okay, euros in ticket sales. It's up and down, but approximately 60 to 70 I think is a good enough estimator. So you see, 60-70 million euros is the ticket sales per year, but it's worth to the tourism, I mean the economy is valued at around 435 billion euros, right? That's like approximately what, 7,000 times, right? So that's a good estimator for us to understand if Taj Mahal is earning 25 crores per year as the ticket sales, it should be at least 500 to 1,000 times to the whole ecosystem, right? So that's like what, 25,000 crores per year or more than that. I mean, just going by this, I've actually scaled down from 7,000 times to just 500 to 1,000 times, but still it's huge amount, which makes a bit sense also, right? If you look at the entire system, I think it would be in thousands of crores as an ecosystem. So based on these facts, you can obviously build your argument saying that Statue of Unity could also pull, even if it pulls let's say 1 to 2 crores per year through ticket sales, it can still make more than 1,000 crores, as a worth to its economy. Even if it can make 5 to 6 crores a year, it will be 3,000 crores to 6,000 crores, right? Which is not a loss-making thing in the long run. Is it right? Is it wrong? Is a different point, right? It's still a good way to argue rather than just saying that. I personally believe that Statue of Unity could actually bring a lot of tourists to Gujarat and India as a whole, and it would help us in our economy, and we can make a lot of money, right? Compare this statement versus, I feel that Statue of Unity could actually command more tourists, similar to Taj Mahal and Eiffel Tower in the global sense. And Eiffel Tower makes around 60-70 million euros per year through ticket sales, but if you look at the whole ecosystem around it, the hotels, restaurants and everything, it's almost worth 435 billion euros according to some studies. That's almost 7,000 times. If you go by the same sense, if even Statue of Unity can make 50 lakhs a year through ticket sales, its ecosystem value should be, more than 3,000 crores. Right, so I believe that it has more potential to earn us more profits through tourism rather than considering it as a failure. See the difference in the arguments that we are making. It's the same point we are talking, but the impact of it is entirely different. Right? It sounds like you are a guy who knows what you're speaking. It sounds like you are a guy who is basing your arguments on facts rather than just some opinions out there in the air. Right? And no one can counter this. Okay, believe me, when you throw facts, it's difficult for people to counter it easily. Then the other point of argument is about the pride and respecting our leaders, more on the emotional side. So if you Google it, why do we need it, the culture, pride aspect of it, right? You can find some articles. It's our opinion, articles like the one which I put up here. So why India needs the Statue of Unity? It's written by Hindol Sengupta. He is a person who has written a book as well, something relevant to Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel. So if you read that article, he takes a reference of how Abraham Lincoln, was the person behind ensuring the unity in United States of America, and how he has a memorial in 1920, and something similar has been required for Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel also for doing something similar, and he, along with Gandhi and Nehru, deserved to have a lot of respect, which is not being given to him if you compare it to Gandhi and Nehru. Like, the whole article talks about that. So it's just an opinion. I'm not saying that I completely agree with it or anything, but when you're arguing, when you're trying to make a point on those lines, let's say if someone brings the emotional side, it makes sense if you bring it by reference. You're saying that, if you look at the largest example, the good example, that's United States of America, which is united, and they do appreciate the efforts of Abraham Lincoln, and that's why they have a memorial. So I think it makes sense for us to also have something like this, which would help us to make sure that the country is united, and it also helps us to grow well in terms of economy or something. Slightly it's an opinion based statement, it's not a factual thing completely, but you still get a sense of the points that you can make, right, when you read through things like this. So it's always good to read different opinions so that you understand and see the topic from different lenses, because we will be stuck to some point of view because of our own perspective, our own upbringing, and whatever the background we have had. Different people would have different reasons, and that's where you have to be more open and adaptable to listen, receive them, and reading through these lenses would really help you to perform well in the group discussions and other discussions in general, right? Like, the biggest counter argument would be that why should we spend money on this? We could have rather spent it on something useful. Our country requires money to be spent in certain lot of areas, rather certain, right? And then what are those areas, right? So I was just googling things like farmers, agriculture, and then you have things like a report which says 45 farmers commit suicide each day in India. You can talk about, if you're countering it, saying that if you look at the problems we have in our country, right? There's a report which says that there are 45 farmers who are committing suicide every day, right? We could actually help make them live better, make their lives better by investing this money in agriculture. You can also argue about the malnutrition, that India stands among the worst in the list in terms of malnutrition country. Then you have 38.4% children are India stunted, right? And 21% is wasted according to some reports. Right, we can invest the money to ensure that, and we are the one of the highest ranked countries in the number of children for malnutrition. Right, you can also argue for the public health spend. Right, you see this chart talks about India only spends 1.28% of its GDP on people's government health expenditure, and you see other countries are generally 4 point something. Brazil, South Africa, these are all developing countries, not even like the developed ones. Right, and we are way behind. Even like Bangladesh spends slightly more than us, right? So this is absolutely a stat state. That means we can actually spend the money in other areas to ensure that the lives are better rather than spending on a statue. right? So information statistics found in one topic would be useful for us in other topic, right? You might actually note down this point, and this might be helpful in some discussion on the health topic, right? Even though this statistic or this information has been noted by you in the Statue of Unity discussion, or rather, let's say you've written this point in your health topic, but because you were seeing that it is useful to be used in this Statue of Unity topic, you can bring the statistics, right? So it's about your ability to cross-link the topics and using that information, knowledge in different aspects. It's not that you read a topic, you'll only use that piece of information in only that topic, right? So this is what I wanted to show. This is how you are supposed to, this is just a part or a small example. It's not still the end of it. Should further dive deep in just the Statue of Unity. If you read the Wikipedia, it's talking about the public-private partnership model. The government has only spent 10 to 20% of money. The rest of money is spent by the private consortium itself. So it's not a lot of money. So you can, making note of all those points would really help you to actually build a proper article on your topic, right? So we just wanted to show you, and this is how you should be doing. I just wanted to show you the depth, the way you should think about the topic and search for it in the Google, right? Everything can be found in the internet. It's just about the right questions that you need to ask to find the right piece of information and take the notes of the useful information, right? So we also have a full-length paid course which is being offered at just 199 rupees now as an introductory offer. So this paid course along with the free course would actually come up with more helpful videos and some more tools. We have a My Story form which is 10 plus pages to help you to relive your entire life and know yourself better. MBA interviews are all about knowing yourself better. Also, there are certain set of tricky personal interview questions, standard ones. So we do handle them. We give you pointers, also examples to build your own answers and avoid some mistakes. We will also talk about the frameworks. For example, we have a framework in the free course as well, that is the stakeholder approach. We have shown that with help of an example. We have other frameworks as well which would help you to structure your thoughts and answers. For group discussion, the WAT and PI. Also, we'll show you those examples by taking some topics and some questions to apply these frameworks, because knowing the application is really important, not just the framework, right? So do check this out. This is a very useful course and it's given at a very nominal price. We are confident that it will help you a lot in your preparation. Finally, do register for our free course. If you're watching just the YouTube video, it's available in gtcube.com/store. You can also find our paid course over there. Like our partners Facebook page, facebook.com/gtcube3. We are coming up with a lot more content to help you prepare for this rounds. And finally, thank you for watching this video, and we'll meet you in the next video.